Go ahead and get started. Our objectives for this training will be to look at the forms and worksheets on our website, understand how to log into the self-service side of Arena, and distinguish between the church's username and personal username. We will show you how to update the committee list to ensure committee chairs have access to the reports and member lists. We will also walk through our church conference website and Arena. Finally, we will review changes for the 2025 church conference season. As you begin the church conference season, you should let the church members know the date and time for your church conference so they can attend. Print out the church conference checklist. This is the best way to track the reports your church must work on and whether those reports have been completed. Your church should designate a recording secretary to attend your church conference and take minutes. The minutes should document all voting and general information discussed. A template will be provided the day of your church conference. A vote count should be taken when voting on candidates for ordained ministry. The minutes will need to be turned in with the signed packet to the administrator on site. They will either scan it and hand it back to you, or take the packet, scan it, and email it within 10 days. We want to alert you to some changes for this year's reports. The clergy sexual misconduct form is no longer required. The Board of Ordained Ministry, also known as BOOM, tracks clergy sexual ethics training. On the pastor's report, there is only one answer box. Answers to all questions should be entered in that box. A pastor who serves multiple churches can include answers for each church in the one report, or the pastor can opt to complete a separate pastor report for each church. The certification of compliance is no longer required. The laity sexual misconduct form is available on the Church Conference Forms webpage for churches that wish to have their laity completed. Information on BWC's sexual ethics policy can be found on the conference website. All forms requiring a signature will be signed in person. I will now turn this over to LaVon, who will walk you through the church conference webpage.
Thanks, Jasmine. So we will now walk you through our church conference webpage. Please feel free to follow along with the PowerPoint if you printed it out beforehand. You can find the church conference webpage by going to our website, www.bwcumc.org. Hovering over resources and clicking church conference forms. On this page, you will find the church conference checklist. Again, use this as a guide to what needs to be completed by October 1st. October 1st is the deadline to submit all church conference reports. The checklist will tell you how to complete each report. It will tell you if a report needs to be uploaded or if it is electronic filing only. Again, all signatures will be obtained in person this year. Signatures are required on the Care of Members report, clergy compensation form, the declaration of candidacy if applicable to your church, and the nominations report. The agenda is also on this page. On the right, you will see the benefits information, which includes medical eligibility chart, the 2026 health flex rates and pension information, the 2026 clergy pension and medical eligibility chart, the BWC minimum compensation requirements, and the equitable compensation information. As we scroll down, you will see forms. The forms should be completed and uploaded into Arena no later than October 1st. Please read all instructions and answer all questions before uploading. If a form does not apply to your church, please do not fill it out. You only need to complete the forms and reports that apply to your church. Next are worksheets. You can use these worksheets to collect the necessary information to complete the reports in Arena. However, it is best to print the prior year's information from Arena or revisit last year's packet when working on the longer reports. If you do use the worksheets, they are not to be mailed to the district office. These are only provided to help you collect information before completing the reports in Arena. Finally, we have the frequently asked questions section. These cover the most frequently raised topics and should help clarify things quickly. Please read these before contacting your district administrator. A quick word about the church conference forms. All forms should be completed in Arena. Nothing should be mailed to your district office. Pastors, church administrators, or the designee responsible for managing and monitoring the church conference forms completion should log into Arena with the church's Arena account to view all of the reports. Committee chairs, certified lay servant, speaker, ministers, and pastors have access to pertinent forms by logging into their personal Arena accounts. Some items may be required. These items should have an asterisk and are highlighted in red. You cannot submit the report unless all the mandatory questions are answered and all required additional documents are uploaded. Make sure you read all instructions on every report before completing it. The due date for all reports to be in Arena is October 1st.